Hi guys, how's everyone doing? So the gal whose mother sadly passed away did bring the jewelry, and so this is a jewelry haul that we're going to look at. I won't make, near the profit if I had found this at a garage sale or bought it in a grouping. I just thought it'd be really interesting for us to look at, even though I'm going to try to charge them the least amount I possibly can and still just be able to like physically take care of it for them. They're family friends. We've known them for many years, and I don't do this very often, and I don't recommend you doing it. I don't recommend you getting yourself into selling things for people just because they have a story or whatever. And so I'm pretty strict. I normally charge a straight 50%. I just tell people how much work it is and that I can't do it. And, I just always get myself into these things. But I try really hard. I haven't done this for a long time. I think there's a ton of jewelry here and a ton of good stuff. So I think I can just take a little bit off the top and still make a decent amount of money. Plus, it's great for my channel content. Just wait till you see it. And then, they aren't picky. They said, she looked some of it up the best she could. And I think she knows she has some higher end pieces. But she also said on the costume or the unmarked stuff, especially if I just want to put it in one big group, she did not use a loop to look at all the jewelry pieces. So she just put signed and unsigned in different packages. And then, but she might have missed some because she wasn't using a loop to look at the things that she put as unsigned. So she has no time frame. In March, she's going to bring me some Barbies and some vintage toys, which I've already kind of looked at, and there's some decent ones in there. And then we'll work on selling those too, which is easier for me than jewelry. Toys and Barbies I do that. I've done that on Amazon before, so it's a little bit more up my alley. Unsigned jewelry especially is really hard for me. So I'm not going to try to do this all myself. If I have any thought of any kind that there's a diamond in here or that there's a Native American piece in here, then I have a friend up the street who has the most amazing Native American jewelry store, and he knows his turquoise. He knows what's real and what is not. And I would never put that on eBay. Even if he says it's real, I will not put a piece of Native American jewelry on eBay. I just don't have the store that can garner that kind of confidence and people saying, oh yeah, she knows what she's doing. So I would never do that. I feel like I could risk my eBay account. But the lady who dropped this off is fine with me selling it to different people, getting help, whatever we need to do. She had no expectations when she dropped it off. And so that's good. And it's a learning experience for me. In the summer, I do go to a lot of estate sales, a lot of garage sales, and I do find a lot of jewelry. And so even though I love jewelry myself, even though I wear pretty cheap stuff, it is an interest of mine. I love brooches especially. And so this is just something I want to do to kind of learn some of these brands and kind of figure this out for summer. If you were to go back in my sales history from last summer, I had 2 to 3 really huge groups of vintage jewelry that I did. And I got like, let's see, 150 for one, 175 or more for the other. And then I had one that I just collected for months. And every time I went to a garage sale and there was some cheap jewelry, I'd bring it home, put it in that bowl or whatever. I looked it up, made sure that it wasn't signed or didn't have, 14K or any markings that seemed like they might be worth just taking to melt. And so I did the best I can on it, but I also would rather put it in a big jewelry lot. I think there's a lot of collectors and a lot of resellers who go in and they like micro-analyze those. And I think I'll do even better this summer or even on this because eBay allows 24 pictures now. So what I used to do was a huge long video, and I would just pan really slowly over everything. Then I would turn it over and then I would do the same thing. And so my jewelry lots go for a lot anyway, just sight unseen, untested, no promises. I make a decent amount on jewelry in the summer. But on this, a lot of it's in boxes, a lot of it's clearly marked. And so we're going to do really good. I just don't know how long it's going to take me because you know, I just got a Google Lens every day. I'll do a couple pieces and just try to add them to my store and just work through this. If you are new to my channel, I'm not a jewelry seller as a rule. I normally do clothing and then about 10% hard goods, weird things, you know, interesting things from garage sales. I live in the middle of Wyoming out in the mountains, and so I take what I can get. We do have some estate sales here, like in my local community, but a lot of it is garage sales, just word of mouth. And then I do drive hours for all of my inventory at different times of the year. So right now, I could look in Denver and be a little more disciplined at trying to find Friday and Saturday estate sales, and I am going to start doing that rather than just heading straight to the bins and just bringing home clothing. I like doing that, and this week I found 3 St. John pieces. I found something else and I know is worth 100. So like this week on just clothing alone, I have found some home runs, I guess you would call them. A lot of $100 items, $100 jackets, that kind of thing. But as a rule, I think that like a lot of this jewelry, I've looked up a couple pieces. I think there are some at least $150 brooch sets and necklace sets. So that's where I get my $100 things. So like last night at 2 in the morning, I couldn't sleep. If you've been watching my channel, you know that like I'm just trying to, you know, stay up all day and then sleep at night, but I was struggling with some insomnia last week. Now I don't think it's insomnia. I think I'm just not very rested. So I gave in and took a nap yesterday, and then that threw my sleep off for nighttime. So at 2 in the morning, I listed $200 items. One is a Mr. Christmas silver bells thing. You can look it up. It's musical bells, and they have like shepherd's hooks that go into the ground. And so when people come up to the door, it'll start making music. It has like a sensor, and they're really cute. It's missing a few pieces, so I put it for parts and repair and took a video. Then at 2 in the morning, I also made a video of this humidifier, which should easily get me 140, 150. That's what they sell for. It's a Hanks Craft 250D, I believe it is. So you can look that up or go to my store. I'll try to post my store down here, but it is in some of my other videos. And so anyway, guys, I'm gonna just show bags of jewelry right now and maybe a few boxes. I'll open each box real fast. Then as I list it each week or each few days, I hope, I'm going to do a bag haul. So that's how I'm going to do it. If I did this piece by piece by piece and showed you, it would literally be like like a 3 or 4 hour video. There is that much jewelry in here. So I'm going to hold it up by the bag, take a few pieces out, try to show you what is even in this bag. And then as I look it up and list it, we'll do a haul just on each bag. So this is just part 1 of what I'm up against, okay? So this is bag 1, and she has written on here vintage signed pins and brooches. She has Signer, BED, Eisenberg, KJL, Sarah Coventry, Hattie Carnegie, Schiaparelli, BSK, Avanti, Weiss, Enerons or something like that. Enerons, Jomaz. We already looked up a piece of Jomaz and it looks promising. Monet, Carol Lee, Trifari, and Swarovski. I can't say that. So let's just take a quick glance at just this one little baggie. So, and I don't know. She didn't mark each bag. I'll have to look them up with my loop. Sorry, it's in a plastic bag. But anyway, this is really pretty. It has the earrings in there. Everything was well taken care of. Her mother was in her 70s when she tragically passed away. And so this is, and her mother would get on eBay and buy things and travel. She's been to so many countries. And so a lot of this is just, I wouldn't say it's all high end, but it's very, it's 50 years of collecting. So a lot of this is very old. I don't know anything about this. I have not looked up any of this, you know, just a few pieces by name. So anyway, if you happen to see a piece I show either now or when I divide it out, I am open for suggestions. I wasn't thinking I was going to sell this myself. I thought it'd be a lot less jewelry, and I thought, you know, I'm going to help them garner something with a jewelry seller. But on the marked pieces, and I've been successful so far on the pieces I looked up for her using Google Lens. And so as long as the names are popping up on Google Lens, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a lot of this myself. I'm going to talk to a few people who do jewelry. I know it's going to be very tedious, but, you know, she also knows what she has. She obviously has been through and knows the signed pieces. And I can't just, you know, sell it to another jewelry seller who wants them at like $3 or $4 a piece. That's what I do in the summer. Like if it's unmarked, I put it on a big thing, and maybe you know your stuff and I don't, and then I sell it for very pennies on the dollar. And there will be some of this that is unmarked, and I'm not going to take the time, you know, to do it. So there will be, if you go to my store, let's see, this is, she just, and like I said, she didn't use her loop. She just marked if she could see it, and her eyesight must be better than mine. But anyway, that's gorgeous. My problem is I do love jewelry. I just don't need it. This has the earrings. Let me take that out. The baggies aren't a good idea. And then it has the matching earrings. Beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, I definitely have my work cut out for me, but I'm excited about this. Even if I only charge her 15%, I think I can make $200 to $300, which for my time is not really worth it. It's going to take me weeks and weeks and weeks and tons of listings. And so that's why I'm going to still be careful. Like if this came up to be worth 15, if it's a fast seller and it's going to fly out of here, I will list it singly. If it's listed single and there's 4 of them and 1 has sold, I'll put it in the bulk jewelry lot, if that makes sense. And she's fine with that. I told her that we would, you know, sell the highest end stuff as singles, and then we'll get all we can on everything else. So if you are a jewelry seller, I will give lots of notice on my channel before I launch like the junk lots, or what aren't junk lots, but you know, the bulk lots. I wouldn't call them junk. This is all very different. This, I can't see. Anyway, I don't know if I can zoom in. Anyway, I'd have to get my loop out. But those of you who know your jewelry, you know. So anyway, these are just some of the brooches. There's more. Don't worry, guys. There's more. There's a little puppy dog. And so anyway, I'm going to quit on those. There's some really, really cool. That one's pretty. See, I love unique like stuff like that. All right, so let's put all this back in. So yeah, you can see just showing you little bits of what's in the bag is going to take, I mean, this will be an hour-long video just by briefly showing you, not even telling you the names. And so then, like I said, we'll do this bag as just another video. I promise I will go through every single thing. That's kind of how I feel like I can offset helping them for really next to nothing, is getting some content for my channel out of it. And so I appreciate you tuning in. But if you do see anything, like you see a brooch and you're like, that is such and such and it's rare, help me out. Tell me the dog pin is worth something, because this is really out of my thing, and I just feel like I'm still going to make enough both in education and everything to help her. All right. Then we just have, I mean, we've got so many bags. This is marked B. David. And it's in the 1960s box. I did not, you know, Google Lens this. I did look up B. David, and it looks promising. It's a beautiful box. Her mom took really good care of everything. I'm sure this can't be an easy day for her. This, I looked up Camrose and Koss, and it has great potential. And then when you look this up, it has the authenticity thing under there. And so, whoops, I did not find this exact necklace, and I do need to make sure that this necklace is marked. Just because it's in the box doesn't mean it's marked. So I've got a lot of work to go through and, you know, make sure that what was in each box is what's there. Her mom wore this kind of stuff like literally every day. Her mom was just a beautiful lady who really dressed up a lot. And so sometimes the earrings were in another box, and then she would put them, you know, she would realize that there was a match to everything. So it took her a long time to go through all of this stuff. Okay, so there's that. All right, this is is it Kirk's Folly? Kirk's Folly. I don't know a thing about this. Some may be costume, but she said her mom didn't know how to do eBay, so when her mom would come to her house, she'd say, you know, I want you to order all these things for me, and she knows the prices that she was paying on eBay to get them, so she knows that some of this has to be worth something. I don't even think she showed me what's in here. Oh, yeah, no, she did. This is, no, this is a different one. This isn't that one. This has, like, I don't know what these are. Are these ram's heads? I don't know. I think there's markings on this, and then it's just black and beaded. Let me see what that is. I don't think it's anything important. Nope. Nothing I need to worry about. Okay, so anyway, so this is like the interesting part of the clasp. I have no clue. We'll look that up. Now this we were looking at and trying to figure out. It is marked on here. I don't know if I can zoom in and maybe you can figure it out. I don't want to get my loop out yet on every little piece. I will before I list it, obviously. And then I will when I say, okay, this is what we're listing for today. I might just put it in with my other what sold videos and then, you know, do 3 to 4 pieces of jewelry a day. I don't know quite how I'm going to do this yet, but it's a very unique design. If I remember right, this says Samantha, but it doesn't say. I looked up Samantha and there was a lady who does jewelry, or no, I'm sorry, Natasha. It says Natasha. I lied. I can read it. It says Natasha, but it doesn't have the second name. And when I looked up some jewelry by Natasha somebody, it was really high priced. And I didn't see anything in this style. So I'm going to have to do some more research about, is Natasha a cheap brand? Is it an expensive brand? If you happen to know, I will take your advice and look it up. This is, I think, just like a sweater thing, like you would put a collar around your sweater. I mean, technically, it's a necklace. I don't see a signature on it. Anyway, but she just wore really big jewelry, too. Wait till you see some of the rings in here, like big, like, you know. And of course the family's not dumb. There's a lot of the family. Everybody, you know, took what they wanted. And so a lot of the like jewels, and I believe she had some based on what her daughter says, you know, that's not going to be given here for me to sell. I'm surprised I got this high quality of stuff, honestly. But, everybody got so much stuff. I mean, they had collected for years, I guess. This is just a Barbie watch. I have no idea. Her mom liked Barbie, so I am getting Barbies to sell. Now, this is a replica, and she made that clear, because if you take a Google Lens picture of this, it comes up for like $2,000 or $3,000. But on the back, I can't quite read it now. When I do the watches, I will. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, this is clearly like made to be a replica. So I'm glad she told me that. Otherwise, I would have looked it up on Google Lens and been like, whoa, we got a good piece there. And then this, I don't know. It's just costume. I put watches and jewelry together in my bulk lots. And so I'll look each of these up with my loop and figure out what I got. And then they might go in there. This says Whiting Davis. It's a ring and that's making it look bad. It's really pretty. Let me get this out. I don't know if there's a missing thing or if that's how it's designed. I don't know. But anyway, it's Whiting Davis, and then it has the matching pin, or the matching, you know, I guess these are a set. I guess they are. Yeah, looks like it. I'll look them both up, make sure. Anyway, Whiting Davis is a decent brand, I thought. Okay, then this says KJL by Kenneth J. Lane. She has a lot of Kenneth J. Lane. She was a collector of jewelry. Like, she would get her favorite people. And so I don't know if she saw on the back that this is KJ Lane or this is the box that it was in. Maybe it says right here. I don't know. But anyway, it's got like this money motif or this coin motif. So if you know help a girl out here. Tell me where I should start. Tell me what I should focus on and get them the most money up front. And then I can kind of piddle the rest and get them the dribbling in, you know. I think she's got a lot of money here in stuff. She said she doesn't mind waiting 6 months for stuff to sell. This is not, I mean, you know, this is not like where all her inheritance is. I mean, there's other stuff because her parents were, you know, elderly and woohoo, there it goes. All right. So, you know, they aren't, this is just what they just thought maybe they could get a little bit of money out of, but it's nothing that's that like urgent. This isn't marked. I don't see it with the naked eye. I'll look it up. But anyway, looks really, you know, it's a matching set. It's really cute. Now this thing, and I don't think it's real ivory. I'm not going to sell ivory on eBay anyway. But do put any warnings that you see, like that I don't mention. If I don't mention, okay, I'm not going to sell that on eBay. Please tell me because, you know, I know no native stuff. I'm just not going there. I know no ivory or anything that even looks ivory. Her parents did travel very extensively. So this could actually be real ivory. So I'm going to try to sell it to somebody in a store. Like I'm going to ask my friend up here, Ray, if he just wants it for display and will give us some money. I'm going to try to figure it out. I don't know. I'm sure there's a test to know, like, if this is plastic, if it's a reproduction. I mean, they went to Africa, I think, and all these places. So this might just be costume. I have no clue. I have no clue how to tell, and I don't know. This I love, and that's the problem with doing this is I am a jewelry lover, even though, like, right now I just have cheap jewelry. If I let myself, I'd be like her mom, just on eBay shopping for weird stuff. You know, look at that, and look at these. Is that, woo, sorry guys. Is this just not gorgeous? The only reason the daughter is not keeping more is because it's all clip. A lot of it is clip. And I know you can convert, you know, earrings over to something else. This says Avon. I don't know. I don't know if this is Avon or not. I'm not seeing anything on it. But anyway, I love this. I think it's really gorgeous with the earrings. But yeah, I don't think I could wear a clip either. I would have to get them converted. This is just marked by Marc Jacobs. At least that's the box. She said that her mom did not like bowling, so she has no idea why her mom bought this, because it's like a bowling clock watch thing. But anyway, she wanted me to, you know, see if it's anything. All right, let's do another bag. All right, this bag says necklaces vintage signed, Lisner, KJL, Trifari, Miriari, haskell, Kramer, and Schiaparelli. Is it Schiaparelli or Schiaparelli? Schiaparelli. She said when she was looking, it was spelled 100 different ways too, because I'm sure people are like, how do you spell it? So I'm going to get my loop out, make sure I put what the necklace says. All right, so, and I don't know which is which. This is gorgeous. It's like a necklace, very pretty. Of course, it would go like this. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This, it must be signed. I don't know if I can see. She was just looking with the naked eye. I don't know. It says there. Can you guys make it out? I could get my loop out, but like I said, we'll do more in-depth videos. There's two of these, whatever these are. I don't know if that's Trifari or what. Okay. Oh, that's a problem. I got to keep these from getting tangled. Let's see. Is that... I don't know what is going on here. Gentle, gentle. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. The problem with jewelry is that a lot of times at garage sales, you know, they keep it up toward them. Even if they want like 50 cents a piece, I guess they still inherently know people might steal it. So it's always like right next to the cash box. And so to get my loop out and my phone and take Google Lens pictures of it, if you don't know your jewelry and you're at a garage sale, then it's a little weird. Now, an estate sale ran by a company, I don't mind doing, although I don't think they're dumb either, and a lot of estate companies look stuff up, I think. But so I don't mind doing it there. You know, most Goodwills and stuff, the jewelry's already been looked through, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not saying there aren't treasures. I've seen some people buy those groups online from Goodwill, and they get the big bucket full of jewelry, and they do find stuff that Goodwill has missed. So there's the pendant thing, and I'll have to look at where she saw the signature. But anyway, that's the problem, is that every garage sale I go to, the jewelry isn't just over with the books where you can get out and, you know, and I'm not secretive about what I do, but when someone has died or something, you just don't want to get out, you know, a big old microscope and start looking up their stuff. You know, some people don't care, and some people are really offended. So I feel like with jewelry more than anything, you kind of gotta walk in and kind of be like, okay, that's $2. It looks like Trifari, because you know what you're doing, and then you grab it, and maybe you don't get as much as you thought. I just feel like with clothing, you know, they put the clothing way out 10 miles away from where they are at the garage sale, and if you're standing there, they just kind of think you're texting. But on the jewelry, for me to get my loop out, it's pretty obvious, I think. This says Miriam Haskell. So that one I can read. My eyesight is not good. I'd have to get my reading glasses and my loop out to tell you what all of these say. So yeah, help me out, guys, if you happen to be a jewelry seller. This is really pretty. I don't know if I can see it with the naked eye. Oh yeah, right there. This says... No, I can't. Sorry, guys. Anyway, it's one of the ones that I mentioned at the beginning. It's really pretty. I just don't know if it's worth anything. And then this, I don't know. Anyway, we'll do it more in depth when I can see. They tell me I don't need glasses or anything. They tell me just readers, but then sometimes I'm like, you know, it has to be better vision than this, but anyway, I'm thankful. So if I put my reading glasses on now, then it'll make me dizzy if I even am moving or looking at the computer screen or holding something up. So I can only put them on, then I have to like lower them down to my chin, or I need to get a hangy thing. I guess I'm getting old enough. I need the you know, secretary thing around my neck for my reading glasses type thing. This is different. I don't know what this is. Oh, I'm sure it's marked on there somewhere. Probably on the clasp, I would assume. Yeah, it is marked on the clasp. But anyway, guys, we'll go through all that later. We got a lot of bags to go. We better get going. Trying to keep these from getting knotted up. I know I just saw on Nurse Flipper, and I don't know why I watch it. I guess I knew that the jewelry was coming, but I guess I'm just always wanting to know. But I watched her brooches that sold for, what, over $10,000, or maybe it's over $1,000. But anyway, you know, she makes videos like that of brooches that easily, like one piece of jewelry sells for $10,000. So I'm always like, okay, I want to at least be able to spot that. Now this, she said that she had just ordered for her mom, and so it's like a New York City World's Fair ring, and so it's not, I mean, she said she only paid $20, so we're just going to try to get that back for her. She just bought it on eBay. These are interesting. Sorry, guys. My dexterity, I think, as I get older, too, I wonder. This says Judith Jack. It looks like just costume, but still, you know, costume, older costume can be good. And I don't know if these have any markings. They do have markings. These are marked. The box isn't marked, but anyway, these are definitely marked. So we'll see what we see. The only thing that makes her daughter happy about this is that her mother loved finding all of this. And I told her that, you know, I don't know how much money we'll get, but the people who buy this, like especially in singles on eBay, they are just like her mom. They will be just loving each piece they find. And, you know, I told her, and she knows, because her mom would get on eBay, like I said, and have her order stuff for her. And her mom was so thrilled when it came in the mail. And I said, you know, that's who we're selling it back to. We're selling it to women, or, you know, whoever, just like that. They're going to be thrilled with it. And so that made her, I think, a little happy. I think she understood that they're, you know, that we'll get it to good homes no matter what. This is, she said that her mom loved like stars and movie stars and stuff. So this is Erica Slezak's Victoria Lord Davison One Life to Live wardrobe bracelet. And it supposedly has this certificate of authenticity from 2013. And I'll have to look up to see if this heavenandearthandyou.com is legit. Like, I'll look on eBay and see if other people use that certificate as a legit certificate. I don't know. But either way, I'll include it and I'll put a disclaimer if I have to and say, listen, I have no idea if this is real. So yeah, I don't know. But this is supposed to be a gold tone sparkling bracelet worn by Erica Slezak as Victoria Lord Davidson on the hit ABC soap One Life to Live. It was obtained directly from ABC as part of their fundraising efforts at the 2008 Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS flea market and auction. The bracelet is made of a gold-toned metal and features 11 linked pieces. 5 of the linked pieces are adorned with stones from 2013. I don't know. Do you know? Help me out if you know. I don't know anything about this thing. I hope that's marked in some way, or I hope Google Lens doesn't let me down because I don't know. I don't think she showed me this. Oh, no, maybe she did. All right, this is just a, maybe when she went to Japan or overseas somewhere. I don't see, oh yeah, there is a marking on there. I think it might say Japan. My mom has some jewelry like this because my mom lived in Japan and I was born in Japan. So we have things similar to that. But this lady had, you know, a decent amount of money and she didn't buy junk. So maybe that is more of an enamel wear. I don't have any clue. Okay, this says bracelets. Trifari, Patricia Nash, Vintage Jade, and Monet. So I don't know where she got the vintage jade, unless that's the name of it. I think maybe her mom did like mark a lot of her possessions because her parents were older. They weren't expecting for what happened to happen, but they did have names on things, people they wanted to get certain things. And so her mom at least said, this is vintage jade. I don't know, and I don't know if it's sellable on eBay. I'm going to have to do some research on that. And anything that's not sellable on eBay, I'll give back to her, or I'll find out if you can sell it or get it to a dealer who can sell it. This is Patricia Nash, very cute. I sold a Patricia Nash purse not too long ago. This is very pretty. This is, what is this here? I don't know where she saw the signature. No. Well, anyway, we'll go through it when we list it. I don't know what this is. This, I don't know. She wears glasses, so maybe she can just see better. And she just, because I asked her, oh, did you get your loop out? And she said no. So then I told her, okay, I better go back through the stuff you said wasn't signed because it can be so subtle in there. So we're going to go back through that. So even the bags I show you that aren't signed, if you happen to see something, help me out. This is gorgeous. I mean, it's just a gold bracelet. I don't even know. I don't know where she's seeing that is signed. Anyway, I will find it. So, we shall see. I don't know if I've ever seen real jade. That is an interesting piece if that's true what it is. I don't know. Can you sell jade on eBay? Let me know. I don't know what's legal and what's illegal. Don't want to get my eBay account suspended, so I will be very careful. Vintage unsigned and unmarked pins and brooches. So again, I'm going to double check these. Make sure they're not, you know, make sure they're not signed somewhere. Because I told her it can just be like really small on the clasp. At least like a 14 karat gold thing or something. It doesn't mean that it has a signature, but see, and I know I'm not very good at pins. I know the way the pin back works. This one doesn't stick out over the edge of it, so I think that means it's not as old because they used to make pin backs that stuck out from the back of the pin, and then people would get stuck with them. That's my understanding. That is like, you know, baby knowledge or toddler knowledge that I know. This one's cute. Yeah, can't tell. So yeah, supposedly all of this is unsigned, and to the naked eye, I'm not seeing anything. Here's one of the earrings. I've got another one in there, I think. Yes. That's the problem, is I know some of you are so good at your jewelry that, you know, you would know even if it's unmarked. But that's what the group lot is for. I know that we're not going to get full price on a retail like group on a, you know, on a group lot, and I want other resellers to get their fair share too. I hope you find a treasure when we get ready to do the you know, sorry, I'm not showing you the important piece. When we get ready to do the group lot, then I'll let everybody know, and I want you to get a good deal. I hope you do find something. I mean, that's the point of you buying it and going through all the tediousness of looking stuff up and knowing your stuff, you know. That I think you should get paid for knowing your stuff. I just, like I said, if I had picked all this up for $50 at a garage sale, I would be honestly a little bit less concerned. I just want to do a good job by my friend and make sure that I'm, you know, not missing some real extraordinary piece. I mean, she does not expect retail at all. She understands. She knows. All right, clip-on earrings, vintage signed. Let's see. Schiaparelli, is that it? Sorry, guys. Weiss, Whiting David, Kramer, KJL, Swarovski, Coro, Sarah Coventry, DiMario, Lee Rue, Les Bernard, Robert, Ferenza, Miriam Haskell again, Hobey, Eisenbergler, and then Bogoff. And we looked up some Bogoff, and it can be lower end, but it can go too. So let's see. There's that. This one will take a while. Sorry, guys. This is going to take an hour no matter what, and then we'll break it up. So all of these have a signature somewhere. Are you older, and is your dexterity, like, just to even do this, like, you know, like I know when I was younger, I mean, I wouldn't have been afraid of dropping them. Now it's like my dexterity or something. I don't know. I hope it's nothing serious. These are interesting. I can't see just naked eye what these are. There's another earring. I think I already showed you that. I guess I could have done this video on my phone and then just laid it all out and kind of gone through it with you. But I'm trying to keep everything in the bags because then I at least know what should have a signature based on what she says. And I can look a lot more closely at those pieces. And she's already done a lot of the dividing up. And so I want to keep it that way. You might be seeing repeat earrings because these are all clip-ons. I can't wait for summer for garage sales. I found some really good stuff at the last couple seasons of garage sales, including some jewelry. I didn't find this much, but over the summer I did. And yeah, that's not going to work, I don't think. And so, yep, it was good. Sorry, my fingers are in the way. I put lotion on, but I have Wyoming winter hands. I feel like I got farmer hands as far as like moisture and stuff. I use that, what is it called? It's not called working hands. It's called something hands, and it does help. I mean, it might be working hands. Maybe it is. But yeah, I use farmer lotion, so maybe I do have farmer hands. I don't know. Okay. These. I don't know where she's seeing the signature on some of these, but like I said, no, it's there. I see it actually on the clip. I know you probably can't make it out, but it is there. It might be Coro. I don't know. Blue roses. Pretty, pretty. Boy, Google Lens is a is really good. I know that, you know, if you do a little pair of blue earrings like that, it's gonna come up. But I used it on this, and it actually came up that these are called, what was it, Javo or something. There's another name for like this circular type thing in the Swarovski. And so I could list these now, like even being not a jewelry seller, I just took a picture of this and it came up with another word that I have no clue what it means in the jewelry world, but I feel confident that I can get her 25 bucks for those based on, is it Pavo or, sorry, that was like an hour ago and now I can't remember. Okay, this is, what does that say, guys? Something in James or something. Couture collection. She paid $24 whenever. Kenneth James or Kenneth something. I think it's Kenneth. Whiting and Davis creation. Those are pretty. Ooh, I like those. I don't know if I'm the light. I either have light or I don't, so it's kind of hard to. These would match what I'm wearing today. They're much more stylish than my cheapo, you know, whatever. Oof, come back here. These have a signature there too on the back. I don't know. Look at the back of that. And I know some of you are so good you can tell the age of it just by the clasp or the, you know, the thing. So, on anything I have any doubt for, I will be asking for advice and help. Like I said, the lady who buys the bras from me, she knows her jewelry, so I might, you know, ask her. I'm not willing to just sell it to anybody until I've done my fair diligence, and then there will be a point where I give up. I just can't, like, spend, you know, 6 weeks on stuff that I'm not going to make a really big profit on. But, and that is marked right there. I don't know what. I'm just happy to get to see some of this. This is just, you know, somebody's collection for years and years and years. And it meant a lot to her. You know, she really treasured her collection. So it's just a blessing to get to even see, you know, someone's collection for a lifetime. Even if it's not my style. And there are matches to all of these pieces in here. These are, I'm just not pulling them all out because they're all, you know, just trying to show them once. I think I showed this one, I don't know. I think I showed one of these. I don't know now. I'm forgetting what I showed one of. I don't know if I showed one of these big blue ones. So anyway, these are all marked as far as she could tell. So let's keep those all together. This is the pair that, or the necklace that she knows is from a Navajo reservation just because they traveled there and her mom had it marked or something. I certainly would never attempt to sell this just in case, you know, they got it wrong or something. And, but I do, like I said, the guy who more than anyone I know anywhere who knows his Native American jewelry is just like literally, he's my neighbor. He, you know, I've known him for 20 years, I want to say, and he has a really unique store here in Wyoming up the street, so I will be asking him for his advice on anything like that. These are necklaces, necklace sets, so vintage signed Hobey, Trifari, and Miriam Haskell is what she has here. So here, is this. Here's the clasp. You can tell it's just gorgeous. I don't know which one it is, but anyway, there's the necklace. And then here are the earrings to it. And then this, she said, is just really like small. She didn't want it to get trapped. So this, and I don't, oh, it must be on the clasp. I'm like, where did she find a signature on that? But right here, you can see on this delicate piece, and excuse my fingers, like I said. So anyway, this is very fragile, whatever it is. I don't know if those could possibly be little tiny baby pearls. I'll have to look this up and see what the deal is. That's a good thing about my friend Ray. He will know if I'm really stumped. He will know, and you know, I sell stuff to him. Sometimes I don't. He won't like be that kind of high pressure person to have me give it to him. I do trust him, you know. If I did decide to sell something for her through him, I trust him because he's been fair with me before. Sometimes we just trade stuff. Like I'll come across some jewelry, and if it's rare or something that fits his store, like his store is all Western, all Native American jewelry he makes. So he'll do some of that with me, but then he gave me his wife gave me her grandmother's jewelry collection, and they had looked it up, and it was all costume, and he was shocked how much I got for them on costume. I think I gave her a check for $400, and that means, and I charged her 50%, because it wasn't a situation like this. It was, you know, she had it for years and years. So, I mean, I should have, you know, and they're dealers. So I felt a little more comfortable saying, hey, you know, we'll just split or we'll do half. And so I kept 400, and I don't think I sold any pieces separately. I think I just laid it out. It was huge, a huge amount, almost like this much. Took photos, and it sold for a lot. She was very happy. That was either this summer or the summer before. It's been maybe a year ago that I had that. I don't remember now. Vintage, unmarked, and unsigned necklaces. So at least as far as her not getting a loop out, these are, you know, pieces. But there are so many areas where there could be a small signature. So I will check. And some of it's costume. But her mom didn't seem to just buy, like, you know, a lot of even Avon. I don't know. I cringe when I talk to the gal today because, you know, they did take a lot of clothing to Goodwill, and it's fine. You've got to do what you want to do when you're grieving and what helps you mentally to feel good. But this is too far away for me to have been there. But, you know, I don't want to know what. She said that a friend of her mom's took some to a vintage consignment, and they tried to look up some of the brands. And I'm not like a real expert vintage seller, but I just know that, you know, even if it was everyday stuff, I mean, this is the woman who would wear a lot of this jewelry would probably have a lot of St. John's knit. I've never seen a picture of her mother, but I just place her as someone who, you know, had quality jewelry, also probably had quality clothing. And so, you know, I just wonder, what got donated to Goodwill. And, you know, that's fine. I hope that one of you resellers were there and you got it and it helped you in your business. And, you know, you got to think that way. Like someone got it and it blessed them and it's fine. Doesn't mean it was meant to be me, but I wish it would have been me. You know, there's this. I don't know where this goes now. I don't know how this works. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, I'll keep it separate till I figure it out. This, oh, that's part of the other one. That's part of this one. So there's this thing. Has 2 drops on it. Then this thing, this does look, I don't know. I can't tell, guys. Alright. And then this. All right, we're at 49 minutes. I did okay. I have one more bag to show you. And then I will have a little series. I'm going to mark this, you know, Amazing estate jewelry lot or something like that, or 50 years of jewelry accumulation, and then I'll put part 1. And then so if this is the only thing you resell or the only one of my videos that interests you, then you know, just go to the search and put in jewelry, because I don't have a lot of videos that will pop up that mention jewelry. So if you just want to follow this series, I'm going to do a whole series on it, then that is understandable. This she just put in there. I don't think that's probably worth anything. It's a, you know, it's Diana, the Princess of Wales, and I know that they would have made 10 million of these things. And then she was laughing a little bit about this. This is just a very unique piece. Now tell me if there's something here. I'm going to have my my friend look at it and see if it's real turquoise. She was just saying that, you know, her mom, to wear this thing, I mean, her mom didn't have huge hands, and she would wear this around proudly. Like while she was shopping, she would wear this like huge ring like this out when she was shopping. So it takes someone who really has some style, man, to pull that off. And she says that her mom was very proud of this, that she got it in another country. I may ask her, message her again before I go talk to my friend. And, you know, I don't know if this is real turquoise or not, but Ray will know. And I'm hoping that this is. And then I'll just let Ray buy it from us. You know, he'll get his markup, she'll get hers. I'll get a little tiny percentage for garnering the thing. And so I hope this is real turquoise, because Ray will pay a bunch for this if it is. Oh, from Morocco. I'm sorry. So, you know, I don't know, but the way she made it sound, you know, like her mother wasn't a dumb woman, and she felt like this was worth like bartering back and forth on. So, but I mean, sometimes you're on a trip and the excitement of being in another country and it's just unique doesn't mean it's really worth anything. So we'll see. That's an interesting piece. If you know anything about Moroccan jewelry, do they use real silver? I don't have a silver tester. I will, I have a magnet, and then I know to order it on Amazon. So I'll take it and maybe have my friend do it, or I will get a silver tester little kit and just, but on that, you know, I guess I could do it on the inside subtly or something. But anyway, this says vintage, unsigned, unmarked, 2 rainbow earring set, unmarked. So here's this. These are all clip earrings too, by the way. So, and I will make videos of whatever I sell on eBay. I just think it's easier now. Like maybe not now that there's 24 photos, I might do one big one, then do 4 corners of all the jewelry so that on your phone you can zoom in, then do like, you know, 10 pieces of jewelry at a time, and then do the back of those 10. When you have 24 photos, you can almost get away with not having to do a video. But I still think that the video takes less time. I just can zoom in. I can just pan real slowly over the jewelry. And I think I got a lot more for my listings, even like not being a jewelry seller. And I had some repeat, like people who piece all this stuff out. My customers were so happy. I never had any return or any complaints or anyone saying that, you know, it wasn't what I said it was. I think because that protects you too. You know, if it's in a video and the video is still on YouTube, even if after 90 days, I mean, you can go pull that up. So that's what I used to do. I used to upload the videos to YouTube and then go to Flipper Tools, and that used to be working. It's not working right now because I tried it last night. Just out of habit, that's how I upload videos to eBay, is put it on my YouTube, then cut and paste that into Flipper Tools. They used to have a tool that would convert it to HTML, and then you just pasted that in the eBay listing. But now their tool's not working, and then now eBay has their own tool. So I just went ahead and used the eBay tool. I didn't know. So anyway, this is supposedly unmarked. It's just, let me try to pull this out. I kept it at an hour. I'm proud of myself. I didn't know if I could with all this. And then this is, it's pretty, even if it isn't marked. I don't see with the naked eye where she missed the signature, but I will get my loop out and make sure. It's good practice for me. Good practice. I'm going to be busy this summer. I know everybody teaches you should get a niche. On the other hand, when this stuff comes my way, or, you know, I got my book scanner. That's the problem with being on eBay too long, is that I've had a huge book business at one point, numbers and money both, and that was years ago. It was really easy to do. Wasn't the competition there is now, so I'm not like patting myself on the back. Then I've had a huge hard goods thing where, you know, and then now I'm not huge, but I have a decent clothing thing, and then, you know, now I don't know. My kids are raised and I can do anything I want. I can go to library book sales. I can go do this. I could go to estate sales all over the country if I wanted to. My husband's fine with it. He likes to travel. You know, we'll take our dog and get in a car and we'll go to, you know, estate sales all over, or book sales, or, you know, whatever. We just, it's kind of stressful when it doesn't seem like it, but when your kids are raised and, you know, they're on their own, they're doing well, and they have their own lives, and you can see them, but yet you can still go weeks at a time and just kind of do. Now, my husband's not retired. You know, we are here in the place where we live for a reason, and we love it. But, you know, on his vacations or his day or two off a week, you know, we can travel pretty far in 2 days and take in a lot of estate sales. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just now finding myself. Is that how it is? When you're 53, do you still have to find yourself? I feel like I am. I don't know. I feel kind of, I don't know what's going on. I love doing every aspect of the business. The books were so peaceful because you would scan them and you would be gone a lot and very busy, and it's backbreaking. But then when you got home, literally with my husband and I both stickering books, and we used to wrap a lot of books too. Like, we would put them in poly bags if they were rare in any way. We would put them in a poly bag and tape them down and then put the Amazon label on the book and protect them, you know, that way. But we could literally, I'm not teasing you whatsoever, do 1,000 books in a day, because it's just with a scanner. And then I would line them up in order, alphabetized, you know, or in order that I scanned them in. And then my husband would go around and he would help me, you know, put the stickers on. And so it was nothing to do 1,000 book shipment. I'm not kidding you. So we killed ourselves sourcing, but then we came home and then the work was done. Like, you just sent, you know, 25 books, or, you know, because they had to be smaller boxes, 25 small Home Depot boxes to Amazon, and the guy would come pick them up in my driveway and scan them in. And so that business I miss and I love. And then I like, you know, other aspects of the business. This is fun. If I just got known for, you know, around my town, hey, if you need me to sell something for you, I'll do it. There's so many ways. All right, guys, I'm going to put all this back. Believe it or not, I'm not even going to touch this yet. I've got stuff already washed and ready to prep, and it's some high-end stuff too. And then maybe tonight, probably not till I get back from the bins. I didn't realize how much she had, and again, I'm not making enough profit off of this to make this my priority. So as much as I want to dig in, this is going to have to be just a few items a day that I do, and I'll just have a big box that is, you know, not worth selling on its own, and I'll just mark it that way. And then as I look up, research, decide what to do, the stuff under $10 to $15 will go in there, and I'll let another reseller who has a whole jewelry store and will be thrilled with this buy it, and then I will just do the prime pieces. And so I don't think it'll take me more than a few weeks of doing, you know, 10 or 15 items a day, looking them up, making a decision, running down to Ray. I think we'll be good to do that. So, but like I said, every day I'm going to try to make myself deal with like one package, and I will show you what I decide. Even if I sell something to Ray, I'll come back and then take it to him, something like that. And so I'm going to go do my clothing, which is where I belong. I'm getting distracted here, but it's okay. You guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning into my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. That way you'll get a notification when I work on the jewelry. There is more coming, estate stuff coming from her. Like I said, we have a Barbie haul. It won't be till about March, but we have a Barbie haul. Then we have some really unique vintage toys, because I helped her look them up on my phone when this first happened and her parents passed away. And so I helped her, and it was stuff that I was hoping she would bring back, because I told her, you know, these toys anyway look like they sell fast, and this is all stuff the family doesn't want. So I told her, when you go back, please take a video of just everything left in boxes. Don't assume. anything. I'm trying to educate people, you know, don't, I mean, I know the clothing already went to the Goodwill and there's nothing I can do about that. But if this is stuff the family doesn't want, don't assume. I will help you. Just buy the phone, send me a quick video. I will tell you what to bring back. They are bringing a truck back, like a little one, not a moving truck, but a decent truck. And anyway, so tune in, guys. I should have some really interesting estate stuff just brought right to my house. Guys, I'll see you later. I am going to go list, and then I'm going to do an editing video because I've got to get through some of this old stuff I have. I got to make myself do that. We'll see you later. Bye.